Main course. 5 Bites of Engineering. Did you know that the word engineer was derived from the word ingenium, a Latin word that also means clever? The Great Pyramid of Giza is the oldest and the last one standing out of the ancient wonders of the world. Engineers are able to solve problems with the help of both math and science. The holes found in golf balls exist because they help cut down the draft when launched into the air, giving them a farther distance when thrown compared to smoother balls. All it took was civil engineering to determine how to create the slippery part of a water slide. Main course. 5 Bites of Engineering.
Pangarap mo bang gumawa ng sarili mong mobile game? Gusto mo bang maging Mark Zuckerberg ng Pinas? Mayroong senior high track para sa'yo. Ito ang Information and Communications Technology Strand o ICT. Isa ang ICT sa mga strand ng Technical Vocational Livelihood Track. Sa strand na ito, makapupulot ka ng mga kapaki-pakinabang na kasanayan sa pagkukumpuni ng computer, programming, at paggamit ng iba't ibang software. Sa ICT Strand, pag-aaralan mo ang skills na magagamit mo sa paghahanap ng trabaho tulad ng software at hardware installation, computer programming at servicing, at contact center services. Para magtagumpay sa ICT Strand, dapat handa ka rin. Ilan sa mga katangian na kailangan sa ICT ay ang communication skills, organization, problem solving, troubleshooting, at project management. Bukod sa mga ito, maaari ka rin makakuha ng national certificates kung maipapasa mo ang competency-based assessment ng TESDA. Sa pag-graduate mo ng grade 12, magagamit mo ang national certificates na ito sa paghahanap ng trabaho, pagtatayo ng sariling negosyo, o pagsisimula ng mga livelihood program. Kung nais mo namang magpatuloy sa kolehiyo, maaari mo kunin ang mga kurso sa Information Technology, Software and Network Engineering, Electronics and Communications Engineering, at iba pa. Ano naman ang mga trabahong maaari mong pasukan pagkatapos ng kolehiyo? Maaari kang maging animator, IT specialist, programmer, computer engineer, at marami pa. Kung nais mo pa ng karagdagang impormasyon tungkol sa ICT Strand o TVL Track, bisitahin lang ang www.edukasyon.ph at pumunta sa Senior High Track section.
Ang STEM o Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics Strand ay para sa mag-aaral na mahilig sa math at science. Ang mga subjects na maaari mong pag-aralan sa track na ito ay Earth Science, Pre-Calculus and Basic Calculus, at Physics. Sa STEM, mahahasa ang iyong analytical skills, numerical skills, at scientific skills. Likas sa isang STEM student ang pagiging curious sa mga bagay-bagay. Bagay ang STEM strand sa mga gustong kumuha ng mga sumusunod na college courses: Engineering, Information Technology, Pharmacy, Computer Science, at Nursing. Maraming oportunidad ang naghihintay para sa mga graduates ng STEM. Maaari kang maging isang doktor tulad ni Dr. Vicky Bello, nutritionist tulad ng inventor ng ketchup na si Maria Orosa, o kaya naman ay gaya ni Mang Tani na isang meteorologist at kung ano-ano pa. Kung nais mo pa ng karagdagang impormasyon tungkol sa STEM Strand, bisitahin lamang ang www.edukasyon.ph at pumunta sa Senior High Track section.
My name is Edward Likwong. I'm 21 years old. Every day, I wake up at 4 so I can avoid the rush hour traffic. I leave at 5 and usually arrive in the office at 7 in the morning. My commute usually takes 2 hours to go to office and back home. The commute back home is actually harder as you are already tired from a full day of work. Our mom worked abroad because of the lack of money. We only visited our father every other weekend, so we live with our aunt. I found out about the AWS Siklab because our professor posted it on our group chat. AWS Siklab helped me be a step closer to my dreams. It led me to my current job that would hopefully give our family a better and happy life.
StrandPoint is a software development company. We help enterprises build great software, and we also help them in their digital transformation. One of the things that we were really looking for was someone who already had experience in serverless. And Edward, from his internship with another company, had a serverless development experience already in AWS.
At AWS Siklab, we were given lectures by people flown from different parts of the world. The last day was what all fresh grads were waiting for. Imagine looking for a job and then being in a room full of opportunities. IT gives so much opportunity and reward those who are willing to learn. It also aligns with my dreams to invent and make something great. To all aspiring IT professionals, the secret is to learn, and learn. Work hard and don't stop until your dreams become your reality. I am Edward Likwong, 21 years old, a junior software engineer at StrandPoint Technologies Inc., training to be a DevOps specialist. My dream is to ultimately contribute something great. I want to be somebody.
Welcome to AWS Educate's Cloud Career Pathway. AWS Educate helps you create a pathway into innovative and lucrative opportunities in the rapidly expanding cloud industry. On AWS Educate, you will discover the skills necessary to advance into cloud careers, explore content, test your knowledge, seek micro-credentials as badges and certificates of completion, and even have the opportunity to apply for jobs and internships in the cloud. Start off by building your profile, adding your resume, classes, degrees attained, and other facets of your experience. Then, select a cloud career field. From there, we'll personalize your plan by providing content that matches your pathway. As you consume that content, we'll prompt you to take knowledge checks of 3 to 5 questions in order to gauge your comprehension. After you've completed 50% of the knowledge checks, you'll have a chance to earn an AWS Educate badge. Then, up-level your profile by completing a project and a final assessment, and you can receive an AWS Educate Certificate of Completion. Take applicable courses at your school or online to grow your knowledge and fill gaps in your skill set. All of these achievements can be added into your portfolio. Then put it all together. Apply for a job or internship at Amazon or at one of our customers or partners through the AWS Educate job board. Download your portfolio and send it to your potential employer to get your ideal job in the cloud. So what are you waiting for? Start your career pathway today.
And hello everyone. Thank you for being with us here again on our second Thursday. And today we have our title, which is Edukasyon at Kakayahan para sa Propesyong Teknolohiya In other words, education and skills for the IT profession. Also, questions we'd like to answer here is what are the skills you should really consider when you land a job in career or if you want to pursue IT in general. No? So again, thank you for joining us here at FB Live and of course in future sessions as well every Thursday, 6 p.m. Right. So what is the so you might be asking yourselves what is the Community Ignite series? You know, this is really bringing you short episodes that we bring in people, product, and of course purpose together. We want to uplift everyone. We want to make good developers, good professionals here in the country. Now, whether you are young, early in your career, or young at heart, you know, you will always pick a few lessons here and there from our esteemed panel and guests throughout the season, right? And you shall gain leadership skills, management skills, technical skills as well, right? And of course, to keep in touch with this series, don't forget to follow our Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and even YouTube, right? And we would like to thank our co-presenter, which is AWS and AWS Siklab Pilipinas. So thank you again for helping us with this event. Okay, so as we're about to begin, you know, I'm very excited to bring in one of our very esteemed guests who has been in the community for a very long time. I've actually met him a few years back I believe the first time we met was potentially even in Cebu, right? When I was still based in Cebu. So I'd like to call on my first guest, Mr. Jerome Locson. And
Hello,
Jerome,
Rafi. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I hope
good
everyone's staying safe.
Yes, good afternoon, Jerome. And thank you. Now, you are now the president of DevCon Global, right?
Correct.
There you go. Now, so Jerome, I'm really excited on what you will share to us on the bridging education and skills into the IT workforce. So, Jerome, please take it away.
Sure. Again, thank you for having me, Rafi, and the AWS Club team, right? So as Rafi did mention, we've met way back, I think 2008, 2009 back in Cebu. And it was there where I started my main IT career, no? So I've been in the IT industry for 15 years now. I've jumped into different roles and different projects now in different industries. But I'm here actually to represent DevCon Global Chapter. So I'm the chapter president right now, and I'm going to share you about DevCon in a while. But what I'm going to share to you today is about how can you jumpstart any career opportunities in the IT industry. So let me share to you first about what's DevCon. I'm sure you are familiar with DevCon. You've heard about DevCon. You've participated an event with DevCon. DevCon has been here for 12 years. So we celebrated last May the 12-year anniversary of DevCon. So it was established in 2019, and I first volunteered and participated DevCon events sa Cebu nga. So most likely doon kami nagkakilala ni Rapi, no, sa tech community back in Cebu. So basically DevCon is the largest tech community in the Philippines where we bring in experts, developer, and even enthusiasts, and also students joining the events and even the communities, no. And of course, our main objective is really to promote excellence and collaborative growth for the Filipino developers, basically to deliver tech solutions, not just for your organizations and even on the personal level, but hopefully for the growth of the Philippines. And of course, we do have a number of chapters right now. I think we have 6 active chapters, and the newly added one is the global chapter. And the global chapter, again, was established just last May, and our mandate basically is to help incubate new chapters locally and abroad. So DevCon is really trying to expand its reach, not just in the Philippines, but also globally. So if you're interested in joining DevCon, of course, we have all those social media accounts, and to learn more about the events that we're organizing, the networking events, hackathons, etc. Of course, we also want to cater to those members of DevCon na walang formal chapter sa kanilang mga areas, no? So we're pretty much new, but we've been doing a number of activities online for the time being recently. Now, let me share to you about the pillars of DevCon. No? Again, DevCon is a community-centric organization. It's a nonprofit organization. We've had a lot of volunteers and members. And of course, we have thousands of participants across different activities that we're doing. So again, around this community, we deliver, 4 pillars. So it actually started with content, right? So we do trainings, hackathons, and workshop. Even for kids, we do have DevCon for Kids as well. So we would like also to invite you guys to join the DevCon for Kids online event on October 28th. That's a Saturday. And aside from that, we do also participate in different causes. Basically, these are aligned with the sustainable goals of the UN, right? So we've participated and helped with the different local government units, say like for example BIR, DOSC, DICT, and such. We also help roll out some projects with USAID. Well, apart from the cost, we also do code, right? So recently during the pandemic, the organization spin up a subgroup under DevCon called the DCTX, which we help initiate the Rapid Pass project, for example, and Relief Agad application. And for this talk for today, we will focus more on the last pillar, which is the career. So career is basically a new pillar for DevCon, which we want to help freelancers in the tech community land opportunities by doing some hackathons and mentorship program, not just for startups but even for organizations. Like last year, actually this was in 2019 until 2020, we co-organized under DevCon the Hackatacks.ph event. So hopefully we can really scale this up moving forward. Now, speaking of career and tech in general, and when we do know that technology is really here to stay, and given the change of landscape in technology, we understand that organizations are now really adopting technology from different size, from different industries. Technology is becoming the core of every business and organizations, and of course, even non-tech organizations requires tech roles. And I think we believe that technology will stay for a long period of time. And then sabi nga nila, no, some of the jobs or roles na meron right now will be automated with technology. That's why what we want to discuss today is the career opportunity we have for you guys, especially for those starting their career or even a student right now, and start planning kung ano yung career path na gusto nila, no? So speaking of career planning, usually we start with career planning and mapping. Usually, if you do your senior year, you do your retreat, for example, part of the activity, meron tayong mga career planning and mapping, right? So basically, a career revolves around different facets of your personal aspects, no? So initially, we do have our goals in life. So if short term ba siya or long term, so you decide kung anong goal natin sa buhay. If you want to be a developer or an engineer or a designer, you can start thinking about your goals. It's good to start maybe a short-term goal muna, and then try to assess kung ano yung gusto natin. Of course, you assess also kung ano yung mga experiences na kailangan natin with the career that we want to pursue, and then kung ano pang mga interests natin, if it's aligned. Same goes to the values, kung ano yung mga personal values natin, personal beliefs, kung aligned din ba siya sa ating mga interests, no, and the goals. And of course, apart from that, you need to assess your skills, not just technical skills, no, since we're from the tech industry. You also need to assess other skills like soft skills, communication skills, interpersonal skills, etc. And lastly, when you really want to move forward, education is really part of assessing kung ano yung education degrees na ipupurso natin, ang mga training programs na gusto nating kunin. So that's something that you want and can do when you try to plan and map your career opportunities or goals. Now, there are a lot of career options out there, right? So I think right now I see on LinkedIn and other job post websites, there's a lot of requirement for IT opportunities, no? So just to name a few, you have data engineers, quality assurance engineers, business analysts, developers, software engineers, etc. And may mga maraming branches pa yan, no? Or positions. So you have a number of opportunities that you can explore, especially for student right now if you're taking IT or computer science or designer, no? So you have the options right now to explore kung ano ba talaga yung gusto nating tahakin. With all these opportunities out there, I think we usually start in the position of being an apprentice or a trainee. Even in the school, no, meron tayong mga OJT. So basically, this requires 0 to 1 year experience lang. Then later on, you move to the junior or associate with 1 to 2 years, and again, move next to the mid-level positions, then the senior, and then lastly, maybe you will be part of the managerial positions. I know this usually requires mga 5 years of experience and above. But technically, with this ladder or path that you want to take or you can take, ang gusto nating i-discuss sa inyo is the career path options natin. No? Basically, either you want to be a generalist or a specialist. So in the middle of your career, I think after potentially mga 5 years, you can assess kung ano bang gusto nating tahakin, ang path for being a generalist or a specialist. So ang generalist naman na side is basically more on the managerial positions. And then until if you're talking about tech, maybe you can go into an executive role like as chief technology officer or chief information officer or chief data engineer, right? Or VP for engineer, or for example. But if you want to stick into a single lane, say for example, for your expertise, say for example, in software engineering or data engineering, data scientist, maybe you can take the specialist role, again, being an expert on a certain field. But across these different options or path that you want to take, or you can take, there are other important aspects din dyan, no? So of course, education is one. And then of course, yan yung mga chine-check usually when we do apply for jobs, no? Your educational background, ano bang natapos natin? Do we have the relevant education credentials? And of course, apart from that, they will assess your technical proficiency skills relevant to your role that you're applying. So perhaps you're, again, the mid-level position, senior level position, and then you can also assess kasi you're applying for it. So you assess your current experiences and technical capabilities for that position that you're applying naman. So hindi naman tayo nag-apply na beyond sa kaya natin, no? And then, of course, they will also assess your experience, no? So if it's really a technical hands-on experience related to the job or perhaps an industry that requires a certain, experience, so pwedeng i-assess din nila ng hiring manager or your organization, no? Kung saan tayo nag-apply. Now, apart from this, no, key three areas, usually they also assess your soft skills and values. Again, depende sa organization kung saan tayo nag-apply. Sometimes they focus more on the education, sometimes they focus more on the experience. Minsan naman, hindi nila tinitake into account or they don't highly regard yung educational background natin. Ang gusto nila is yung technical proficiency and experience. So, depende sa organization kung saan tayo nag-apply. So, you have to do a research then when we apply in a company. So you have to understand kung ano yung focus nila and even their values. But at least when you apply, you also want to know na if aligned ba yung values natin sa organization. It's really important kasi later on when you spend a year or two or more, even more than 2 years, syempre you want to make sure na you're happy with the organization or company and you're enjoying kung ano yung ginagawa natin, no? So less stress yun sa buhay generally. So now, I think in terms of education or degree requirement, we have a lot of options then, no? So again, these are just a sample list. So you can say na ito ay part of the ICT strand or STEM strand, part of the STEM strand, no? But generally, these are the general major courses that we have in the education system natin dito sa Philippines. So computer science, information technology, MIS, data science or analytics, software engineering, computer engineering, statistics, game development, etc. These are just, you know, an overview, but with these different courses, meron tayo mga major focus areas then, no? Say for example, computer science in applied robotics, say for example, may mga options din ganyan sa ibang mga universities na nag-apply. So these are some things na, you know, pwede nyong kunin, especially for those who plan to go for college pa lang, or if you're studying right now, you can assess kung ito ba talaga yung gusto nating tahakin. Now, of course, when you want to move up in your career or your job, no, so you really need to keep up with the requirements, roles natin or position, or even dun sa career path mapping nga natin, no? So kung kailangan siya ng further training or further education to reach doon sa position na gusto natin, you really need to invest in upskilling. So it can be again a formal education. So maybe you can take your masteral or another undergraduate degree, or even trainings or certifications na kailangan. Kasi some organizations requires you to do this different trainings, but at least they can credit you and, you know, promote you later on. And of course, we do have a group of people na gusto rin mag-career shifters, no? Of course, very much welcome yung mga career shifters, no? I have experience, no, previously yung isang colleague ko, ang kanyang background are marketing, and since exposed siya with the tech team, and then he got interested when you're doing SQL queries, pulling out reports, creating dashboards, and he thought of, yeah, I think I need to do career shifting. Like, you know, he did additional trainings for data analytics. Now he's part of the data analytics team from marketing, and he's now creating dashboards for the organization. Of course, hindi naman limited yung ating opportunity, no, with the careers that we have. Ang importante lang is meron tayong, you know, clear direction or clear goal kung ano yung gusto nating tahakin. Again, sabi natin na either if you want to be a generalist or a specialist. And when doing that decision, you need to assess kung ano yung mga kailangan importanteng skills and training for that positions na we want to achieve, no? Maybe this would be my last slide for my quick talk. Of course, we do understand that education is a great equalizer, no? But of course, an investment in knowledge really pays the best interest out of all the investment opportunities meron. You can't go wrong with, you know, education, but make sure lang you will use that education, the knowledge, in a good, you know, interest or opportunity. So that's my Benjamin Franklin. So again, I'm Jerome, the president of, you know, global chapter of DevCon. So connect us via this different social medias. Again, thank you for having me, Rafi.
Right. Thank you for that inspiring talk. No? So, to our audience, no, please do live chat or live questions. We are open for anything that you want to ask. No? Ask anything to Jerome. But to seed off the question, I think I want to ask Jerome. No? I know you personally. I know basically your educational background. Can you tell us a bit more of your educational journey? No? How you picked your college, how potentially college was for you, what course, right? And now, as well. Can you tell us
Yeah.
that journey?
Yeah, so I think we talked about this previously, no? Pero for the other ano no sa audiences natin, basically during high school, I'm really into hard sciences like biology, physics. But when I applied for college, wala yung like BS Physics na gusto ko doon sa target university kong in-applyan. So I'm from Zamboanga. So Ateneo de Zamboanga was my school of choice. So I applied and then nakita ko may opportunity si CHED for scholarship. No? So ang option nila doon is BS Education and BS Computer Science. So I have to choose between BS Education and BS Computer Science. And sabi ko, since I'm into science, why not take computer science? So since may science naman, hindi lang hard science, technical science lang naman, no? Which is into computer. So that was my choice when I selected my undergraduate degree. But later on, during my career, no, so I realized na doon nga sa path na gusto kong tahakin, I wanted to be a generalist kasi I'm dealing with different industries, and I need to know a lot about different domains or knowledge based on kung anong mga organizations ang hinhelp kong, say for example, technical consultancy. So that's why I also took an MBA to supplement yung technical knowledge ko and experience with a business degree, but at least I can fully understand and be a generalist for that matter.
All right, thank you, no? And thank you sa mga nagpapa-shout out sa ating FB Live na si John Jefferson Lee. Sabi niya, yo! Yan na, no? And then also si Marie Dominic as well. Yeah, thank you for your comments, no? Ito, we have a question na from Marie, as mentioned. What are the struggles you encountered in taking that generalist path?
Interesting question. Generalist. Yeah. So I think what you need to assess then, if you have that interest to really go to that. If your goal is set, you need to assess kung kaya ba, say for example, your resources kasi you need to take further education. Say for example, yun nga sa akin, I take masteral. Although sa masteral, I decided kung MSCS ba siya, Master in Computer Science, or a business degree, MBA. So but I decided to take MBA, and for sure medyo expensive compared to the other technical degrees, yung MBA. And I think one of the struggle there is, you need to invest time in learning and, unlearning, learning and relearning. So that's something that you need to put in mind. Hindi naman standard yung knowledge natin. It needs to keep up with the trends. You have to keep up with technology. You need to study regularly for that concern, no? So kailangan nating mag-invest ng time, not just only time, no? Kahit other resources like money for that further education, even certification if kailangan. So you need to invest on that one as well.
Right. We have our next question here from Alife Abe, which is, what is your advice to students who are having a hard time deciding their dream career during college?
I think so sige, problema yan, no? So it's a problem if you can't decide. So ang usual advice ko, treat any opportunity or problem as a project. So you assess bakit problema. So because of there's a lot of opportunities sa other industries, or kung ano, you have to understand what's the root cause why you're having a problem. Now, to understand that further, you can apply the 5 whys. I'm not sure if you're familiar. You have to ask your problem into a 5-level deep. So why is it a problem? Is it the resources? Is it the time, or conflicting yung interest mo? But generally, if you have the goal, and again you have to align it as well with your interest, I think it's easier for you to navigate on that concern. It's best again to treat that problem as a project. So assess your opportunity, maybe for a goal of short term, and then yung mga resources natin na kailangan. And then if it's something na kaya naman based on your assessment, kasi for sure kung ano yung kaya nyo, But treat it as a problem para at least you can, a project para at least you can really evaluate it kung kaya ba. And if hindi kaya, you always have to adjust yung goals natin sa buhay or even your choosing of your degree or career.
All right, thank you for that. No? And we have further questions, but before we entertain the rest of the questions, I think it's time to bring in the rest of our esteemed panel. No? So they are very excited to come from our backstage, I know for sure. So let me first bring in Mitchi from ULAP. Hello, Mitchi.
Hi, Rafi. Thanks for the invitation. I'm really excited and, excited to meet Jerome, Warren, Brian as well in this panel discussion. I'm Michelle from ulap.org.
Right. Followed now by Mr. Warren from Algo Filipino.
Mabuhay Pilipinas. Ayun, my name is Warren, Executive Director ng Algo Filipino. So thank you, sir. And nice to meet other panelists.
Salamat, Ginoong Warren. And lastly, we have Brian from the AWS User Group Philippines.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for having me here, Rafi. And it was a very nice talk, Jerome. It's as if you pulled my entire journey right out of my head in a single presentation.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you, everyone, for being here. So, of course, before we begin, let's ask everyone who haven't gotten the chance to introduce themselves fully yet. Can you describe your position and role in your organization? And let's start off with Mitch.
Yeah, thanks, Rafi. So I'm the founder of ulap.org. It's a underrepresented youth learning assistance program. It's a nonprofit organization which aims to help the underrepresented youths in the Philippines. We actually just launched this year. And, the main goal is to create a community that helps, our underrepresented students, but also organize a lot of community events so we can share knowledge. So for this year, we're very focused when it comes to multi-cloud approaches, but at the same time, different technologies and, innovations currently. So yeah, but aside from that, my day-to-day job, I'm an IoT technical product owner in a supply chain company based in Copenhagen, Denmark.
All right, thank you. At ngayon naman si Ginoong Warren, madami ka atang fans sa comment, no?
Ayun, mabuhay Pilipinas. At kumusta? Kailangan talaga mag-Tagalog. So ayun, I'm Warren Gonzaga, Executive Director ng Algo Filipino. Tinataguyod namin yung wika at teknolohiya. Tinuturuan namin yung mga young students na mag-aral ng teknolohiya gamit ang sariling wika natin. So ito yung mga plano namin sa future para maidala o madala natin yung teknolohiya sa Pilipinas gamit yung sariling wika. So para mas madali nating maipasa sa mga susunod na henerasyon. Yun, bali ang ginagawa ko naman, most of my hobby is more on nagmamanage ng startups, which is I have 2 startups, WG ko at saka Amian Technology. So more on technology sides of things. Yeah.
Right.
Maraming salamat.
Maraming salamat din. And of course, last but not least, Brian. Brian, can you describe your position and role in the organization?
Hi, Rafi. Thanks. So, for my position and role, I've been in the IT industry for almost 8 years, mostly in the software development role. I've assumed several positions such as software developer to solutions architect. I'm currently employed with a company that's a claims insurance management company that handles claims management for insurance companies across the United States. So currently, I'm also a mentor for AWS, the User Group Philippines. I teach everything from cloud practitioners to solution architect associate certification. So
Thank you. Thank you so much, Brian. No? And again, ilabas lang natin itong mga comments and mga shout-out ni Darla David para kay Algo Filipino. Again, yung mga fans ni Warren na si Axel. No? Idol, sabi ni Marie. Napakadaming fans talaga ng Algo Filipino. Right. So simulan natin sa ating unang tanong. Pero hindi ito para kay Ginoong Warren kasi may nagtanong kanina na tech shifter siya. Sabi ni Dan Lester Onza. Hi, I'm a tech career shifter and taking courses about web development on Udemy. My formal education background is in education, but I want to shift to tech industry. Is there training I can sign in on AWS to help me out on my career tech? So siguro simulan natin kasi may AWS na kasulat dito kay Brian muna. Brian, paano ba? Brian, parang na-mute ka ata.
Ayan, sorry. So, yung question is, you're a career shifter taking courses on AWS, correct? So, with that, I suggest, first and foremost, to assess your options and to really understand what you want to take. So, normally, when I'm looking for courses online, I look for learning paths to guide my learning because I don't want to learn something I won't necessarily bring into the industry or add value to my role later on as I shift in my career. However, there's also out of offline courses such as well, technically online na rin, pero such as the ones that I have with AWS user groups. So yes, I'm also a mentor with the AWS user groups, and we usually prepare you for the certifications for cloud practitioners and solution architect associate. That's another path that you can take. So there are offline and there are technically online options that you can take. Pero the important part here is to look for a guide, learning path to aid you in your tech career shifting. Ayan.
Right. Thank you, Brian. No? Our next question will be addressed to Michi, no? Which is how does one prepare to be hired or be promoted?
Yeah, thanks. That's a very nice question, Rafi. So yeah, I think generally I think I have like four four changes of jobs already, and you know. How do I prepare to be hired or promoted? Of course, I wanted to always make sure that I work with something that I'm passionate about. Yan yung pinakauna talaga na checklist. Tapos pag makahanap ako ng opportunity that I can apply for that, then I'll really make sure na I'll do my best to fully review the postings of the job, look at the job description if it matches me. And sometimes I see myself parang nasa lower level ng mga job posting, then what I will do is that I'll do a lot of upskilling for myself para makarating ako dun sa level na pwede na akong mag-apply dun sa mga job na gusto ko in the future. So that's what I do. Another is that I read books. Kunwari mga books for negotiation, like Never Split the Difference, and talk about how you will deal with different negotiation topics and talk with different people about what you wanted and how you can align with them as well in a very polite and nice way. I also make sure that whenever I apply for jobs, I do my best to make my resume as pleasing as possible. So I use different tools and apps like Enhance CV. I make sure to read different templates to align ng mga standards ng industry. And to be honest, it wasn't really that easy all the time when you apply, and you have to prepare yourself then to get rejected or get some negative feedbacks, or you won't hear anything at all, so it's all up to you. You have to like really push through. So in my case, one of the hardest application siguro na share ko is that when it's my first time to apply outside the Philippines, which is here in Copenhagen, Denmark, and I really need to make sure na yung application package ko is way more level up ng dati kong mga ginagawa. Kasi syempre, tayo yung position natin habang tumatanda tayo, tumataas din yung mga goals natin when it comes to position. And even more intimidating for me if it's an international company. So yun talaga, kailangan iput nyo yung 100% effort nyo when it comes to being hired. And it's the same with getting promoted. You have to show na you're doing your best in your job, and you have to show na continuous kang nag-upskill ng sarili mo. Kasi sabi nga ni Jerome kanina, nasa IT industry tayo, it's changing, and you have to continuously upskill yourself. Kaya yun yung pinaka-importante.
Right. Thank you for that, no? Yan. Salamat sa tanong, no? And ito, nagbabasa ako ngayon sa ating comments. Napansin ko pala bigla ako napatagalog dahil nga kay Ginoong Warren. Pero kaya tanong natin next kay Ginoong Warren, galing kay Yuna Marie Cruz. Sa your own opinion, what do you think is the secret recipe when it comes to entering the tech industry, especially sa startup, di ba? Maraming bago. So, ano yung secret recipe?
Yun. Sa tingin ko, ang pinaka-secret recipe talaga dito is ikaw or your skills. So, syempre bago mo makuha yung recipe, kailangan mo yung titimplahin. So, para timplahin siya, kailangan mo siyang pag-aralan mabuti. So, di ba, kaya tayo nakakuha ng the best recipe is from, by studying it carefully. So, doon tayo mag-invest ng time sa skills, saka sa education. Yun yung nakikita kong recipe para makapasok tayo sa tech industry. So, paano tayo makakapasok sa tech industry at sa kung saan tayo kukuha ng recipe at education? So, sa panahon natin ngayon, online na lahat. So, ang mare-recommend ko, the first thing talaga, is yung pumunta kayo ng freecodecamp. Lagi ko tong sinasuggest. So, freecodecamp.com. Kompleto na yung yung path. Tapos makinig kayo ng mga webinar tulad nito to add dun sa education din ninyo. Tapos manood din kayo ng mga tutorials sa YouTube at mag-research din kayo kung ano yung gusto niyo talagang skills na path. Kasi hindi niyo pwedeng pag-aralan yan lahat in a single way talaga. Kailangan step by step. Tulad nga ng sabi ni na isa sa panelist natin na si Sir Brian. Ayan. So, yun. Pili lang kayo ng path nyo kasi hindi talaga possible na lahat aaralin nyo. Yun. Isang path lang, then enter kayo ng tech industry. Then, doon nyo na matutunan lahat.
Tamang-tama itong next question natin para kay Jerome, no? Which is, when is specialty better versus generalist, no? Yan siguro yung tanong, which actually, nandito yan, tinanong ni, saglit lang, basahin ko lang yung pangalan mo. Hinahanap ko tuloy sa comments, no? Yung parang ano yung advantage ng pagiging generalist? Ayun.
Yes.
Ayun, oo.
Alright. Kailangan ko bang mag-Tagalog? Napapressure ako mag-Tagalog.
Hindi naman kasi...
So, yes. So, there are advantages and disadvantages naman of being a generalist or even being a specialist. But for the question at hand, I think the advantage of being a generalist is something that you can easily move in different industries. So, I started in the tech industry, no? So, being a project manager, IT project manager, biglang naging program manager, and then nagkaroon din ng opportunity to lead the entire team under the CTO role. Pero I think ang one advantage lang dito, apart from moving from different industry, you can also be get opportunities as a consultant. Kasi ang importante, I think the key factor for being a generalist, not just tech, but you expand across different industries. So say for example, you're in a company right now, a software development tech company, but later on meron kang nakuha opportunity, in the banking industry or fashion industry or kung ano mang industry. So tech is across different industries. So being a generalist can help you give opportunities and explore other opportunities sa ibang industry. Now, ang disadvantage naman nito, teka, yung pusa. Teka, yung disadvantage naman nito, well, I don't think na disadvantage na, but let's take it at that na you really need to spend a lot of time keeping up in terms of a domain expertise or knowledge. Say for example nga, doon sa banking industry, you need to understand the laws, the processes, or whatnot. So you need to spend a lot of time in learning and upskilling, as we mentioned kanina, and keeping up with different opportunities din, no, apart from learning. And I think ang kagandahan din with being a generalist, you expand your network outside the tech industry. Yun din yung makukuha natin with being a generalist. I think meron tayong question dyan. Ano bang, same naman to, no? So, from Double Oriental, so similar naman. So, yun yung ating advantage and potential disadvantage for being a generalist. Yeah.
Right. Shout out lang din kasi yun nga, galing Mindanao, like yourself. Bisaya din. Right? So, yung next question natin, naka-address to kay Brian, galing kay Kath. So, hindi niya alam kung question ba to, pero pwede ka ba daw magbigay ng tips on how to preserve on studying, especially in the tech field? Alam natin, sa tech, lagi tayong nag-keep up, no? Nag-aaral lagi. So, may tips ka ba on how to study?
Ayan. Hi, Kat. Thanks for the question. So, tips on studying. So, in relating my advice from Jerome's talk earlier, ang path ko naman, I'm more of a professional, so specialist basically. I think this is more relevant to specialists since domain driven yung ating pagiging specialist. So definitely you really need to keep learning in order to remain relevant sa industry. So in this case kasi when you're still about to enter the industry, definitely you should this is the time where you actually learn everything about the IT industry, and then in a general and wider sense. Pero once you enter the industry kasi, iba na yung setting na yun. In this case kasi, you'll be assigned a role, and then you'll be expected to execute that role. So in this case, ito yung naging experience ko. So in this case, in these times kasi, when you're a fresh grad coming into the industry, you'll be trained, or you'll be expected to learn by doing on the job basically. So I've been on both sides of the spectrum, learning before I actually do, and learning by doing. So study tips. Basically, ayun, like I mentioned, look for a path first, a learning path, in order to keep you grounded on what you really need to know, and then spend time at least each day learning about it. In my case kasi, I learn by teaching, and I also learn by doing. At the same time, I also do online courses, let's say 1 hour every other day, to keep myself up to date with the things I need to know. So ayan, that's basically my advice to you.
Right. Thank you for that, Brian. I actually relate to this, what Brian mentioned. I believe that's the triangle of retention. Sometimes to learn is you have to teach. You retain more if you have to teach. Before that, I think it's by doing a lot of examples, and then quizzes, group study. These are actually the triangle of retention. So try to search that and see what is effective for you. Right. So for our next question, is from Dan, no? For Michi. May weight po ba ang resume yung nakukuhang certificates online? Like freecodecamp, Code Academy, Udemy, right? Maybe on the local and international scene, has this been helpful in preparing for your career?
Yeah, before we proceed to the certificate, I just wanted to highlight na yung mga tao na papansin nila if you have love for learning. And of course, the certifications and, making sure that you publish that online, that you took them up, shows that you did it and that you finished it and that you are committed. So definitely it is very helpful. And it also depends on which state of your career you are in. For example, if you will be you are a student now and graduating soon, if I am a hiring manager, I would really love to hire those students that I've seen starting to get certified or taking up other courses in freecodecamp, Code Academy, Udemy, that this person thinks that is not being fulfilled in the school or the course that they are in. So parang for me, it's very good sign as a hiring manager that you're started learning and you started investing in yourself when it comes to your specialization. Then you get your full-time job afterwards, and then usually the company pays for your certification, and it depends on if it's aligned to your career path and your current work. And it's very good because even your hiring your managers see that you're continuously learning, and it's a good sign that lifelong learner ka nga. And then if you're up for something that is completely new, even though you are professional already, tapos gusto mong mag-shift, that really helps na makikita ng mga future hiring manager na, oh, career shifter ka and you're really trying so hard na to go to that specific career. And I've seen a lot of examples of that and very successful. And they owe it a lot to different communities such as the Siklab and other communities in the Philippine tech community, plus the perseverance of those learners na itry lang talaga kung para matuto sila dun sa mga bagong teknolohiya. Ayun.
Salamat, no? For that. And our next question from John, no? John, alam ko gusto mo sa lahat to, pero ang daming tanong and ang dami ding nating panelists, so ay address na lang natin kay Ginoong Warren to. How do you start or paano kayo napunta dito sa tech industry? And sino ang naging inspirasyon mo?
Ayun, sa akin, nagsimula ako sa pagko-contribute lang sa open source. So, natuwa ako kasi libre yung codes, tapos napapakita mo pa yung skills mo. Pero nung nakita ko yung meron akong isang nakitang library sa open source, ang tawag is animate.css. Nag-try ako mag-contribute. So, nakita ko ang gagaling nila kasi nakagawa sila ng animation gamit yung style sheets. So, ang unang contribution ko na naalala ko is readme lang. Nagpalit lang ako ng mga tawag ito, spellings, mga ganyan, nag-iba ng mga layout. Then hanggang sa until now, isa na ako sa mga core contributor. So, yung mga nakikita yung features ng Animate CSS, isa sa mga gawa ko yun, lalo na yung mga delay, repeat, sa akin ang galing yan. So, ayun, tuloy nyo lang yung passion nyo sa coding. Kasi kung yun talaga yung passion nyo, doon talaga kayo makakapunta. So, ako kasi, ang original na gusto ko talaga maging inventor . So, paras kami ni Sir Jerome. So, din ako sa biology and physics din. So, yun din yung So, walang course nun dito sa lugar ko na pang science . So, pinili ko computer engineering. Then, yun, napunta ako sa coding. So, nakapasok na ako ng tech industry. So, yun lang masishare ko. Open source code lang talaga as in. Dun yung mahasa yung skills niya talaga. At saka open yun. So, everyone can, pwede kayong makita yung skills niya doon. Kung paano kayo mag-isip, paano kayo mag-code.
Salamat, no? Salamat again, everyone. Ang dami nating tanong. Unfortunately, everyone, hindi natin kaya ang oras na ating inallocate ay masyado maiksi. Baka next time, habaan natin and ma-invite natin ulit ang ating panel sa future. So, siguro babasahin ko na lang yung last na tanong natin and after itong nakatagalog. After this last question, please do also give your advice as well or closing statement in that sense. So, siguro our last question here is, what are the top 3 skills, in your opinion, should an IT professional have? And let's begin it with Jerome, no, who opened our lightning talk.
All right. So top 3 skills. I think that's a given naman, no? This is a no brainer naman. So you really need to have the technical skills kung saan strand or your path ang gusto natin. Say for example, if you want to do DevOps or software engineering, mobile development, that's a necessity. That's really a requirement given sa isang role na gusto natin. Then of course, I think across all these different roles or strand ang tawag natin, you need to have like the basic understanding of our project management skills. Kailangan yan. Kasi usually hindi yan tinuturo sa schools, no? Well, tinuturo minsan, pero hindi in-depth. The entire project management process, no? That's important then. Plus, I think lastly, yung interpersonal skills. We do understand that most of us from the tech industry, puro introverts, but you need to have yourself open sometimes. You need to develop that skill to be maybe ambivert, a mix of an introvert and an extrovert at times, kasi you really need to communicate as well, not just within your team members, but doon sa potential clients natin later on. So those are my top 3 skills that we need. No?
Alright, salamat. At ikaw naman, Ginang, Michi.
Yeah. Ganun din. Ganun din kay Jerome. It's more kind of like the technical know-how. Sabi nga natin, ang tech industry napakalaki. So, kailangan pumili ka kung ano yung passionate ka. Tapos, ibuhos mo yung effort and knowledge mining mo dun. Tapos, yung soft skills is very important because we get opportunities through our networks, through, the way we interact and meet our stakeholders. Tapos, di ko siya mako-consider, I don't know if it's a skill, but it's something that you have to hone in time. It comes how you grow up and how you brought up as a person. It's very important to have a good character. Kasi yan yung talaga yung dala-dala mo whenever you have different career decisions in your life.
Right, thank you. At Ginoong Warren?
Salamat. Ayun. Ang mare-recommend ko talaga sa top 3 skills, tulad din ng sabi ni Sir Jerome, time management saka project management. Napaka-importante pag nasa tech industry ka na, lalo na kapag nasa generalist ang path mo. So, ito yung pinaka-hardest part kasi dito ako nahirapan nung una eh. So, tinatanong ano yung ETA, mga ganun. Tapos, sunod, para sa akin, attitude. So, magaling ka pero alam mo yun, yung attitude, hindi ganun ka, ano. Tapos, lastly, ang masasabi ko, yung mga trend na technology, siguro, pag magpo-program kayo, aralin nyo talaga lagi is data structure sa algorithms. Yun ang mga pinaka-importanting part pag gusto nyo talaga sa in-tech industry. Yeah.
Salamat. And again, last but not least, Brian.
Hello, thank you, Rafi. So, regarding the top 3 skills, I think na-cover na ng lahat ng mga tao dito. Pero I'll give my twist to it since I'm coming from the specialist perspective. So, unang-una, your ability to evolve. So, like si Sir Jerome and the other panelists mentioned, the IT industry is constantly changing, so must be able to keep up with this change. So to give into consideration whatever technology we may have learned maybe 2 years ago might no longer be applicable today. So don't be let's say a C programmer in a world where it's full of Java and JavaScript already. Second is problem solving. I think in a specialist track, technical depth and knowledge into your particular stand is already important, pero what might really separate you from a good programmer or a good professional to a great professional is your ability to solve problems. So you should expect to encounter a lot of technical problems very often, and it's not usually enough to solve the problem and forget about it after it's done. You should consider things like, did I solve this problem properly, or will it cause problems in the future? And things like that. And lastly, I think this is common to everyone, communication. Yan. Communication, a typical tech team will have many roles, and those roles will be reporting to and getting feedback from different people. So if you really wish to be successful, communication is definitely key. And to add on that, nabanggit mo earlier na paano kung introvert ka? How do you go about communication in this way? Well, um, like I mentioned, communication is important, pero there are definitely many ways to communicate your reports or your feedback to to different people. Uh, hindi lang verbal, pwede rin namang tina-type mo lang or china-chat mo lang yung communication mo to other people. These, I think, are very important naman rin. Those three skills. Ayan.
Right. No, and then again, thank you for our panelists here for sharing all their knowledge. No? And again, I hope that I can invite you again in the future as well and appear here. So to everyone that is listening and watched us for the last 1 hour, of course, I'd like to shout out some of you as well. Sabi nga ni JP, dito, soft skills is a skill, right? Ito yung mga na-mention natin ng mga panelists natin. Sabi din ng ni July, thank you. And of course, July, thank you din sa pag-attend. And Dan, sabi nito, ito yung pinakagusto kong comment ni Dan. Sabi niya, mag-attend ulit siya next week. Sabi ni Dan Lester, of course, maganda yan. We want you to keep coming back. And again, sa madami pang iba dyan, kay July, kay Danica, kay Vincent, adami. Salamat sa inyong pag-comment. No? So of course, para to be always stay tuned, balik muna ako sa English, to always stay tuned, please do follow our social media accounts at Edukasyon. We have our Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and also Twitter. And of course, we would also like to thank our co-presenters, AWS and AWS Siklab. You can see them here. Thank you so much. And so, of course, here, we would like to also invite you. No, we are just about to end, but we also invite you. We have another community who's about to go live at 7 o'clock, which is the AWS User Group Build Hers Plus Meetup. So this is actually later at 7 p.m. So after this, you can immediately join there as well. Just look for in Facebook, the AWS UG Build Hers Plus Facebook and link. I think we will also paste in the comments, no, so that you can easily find it as well, the Build Hers team. Of course, we always want your feedback. So I know we weren't able to answer everyone, so we would also like encourage everyone to also answer our feedback form presented here, right? And we did get a lot of questions about trainings about AWS or learnings about AWS. So I'd like to share one video with everyone on how you could potentially use AWS Educate for students and teachers on getting into AWS as well.
Welcome to AWS Educate's Cloud Career Pathway. AWS Educate helps you create a pathway into innovative and lucrative opportunities in the rapidly expanding cloud industry. On AWS Educate, you will discover the skills necessary to advance into cloud careers, explore content, test your knowledge, seek micro-credentials as badges and certificates of completion, and even have the opportunity to apply for jobs and internships in the cloud. Start off by building your profile, adding your resume, classes, degrees attained, and other facets of your experience. Then, select a cloud career field. From there, we'll personalize your plan by providing content that matches your pathway. As you consume that content, we'll prompt you to take knowledge checks of 3 to 5 questions in order to gauge your comprehension. After you've completed 50% of the knowledge checks, you'll have a chance to earn an AWS Educate badge. Then, up-level your profile by completing a project and a final assessment, and you can receive an AWS Educate certificate of completion. Take applicable courses at your school or online to grow your knowledge and fill gaps in your skill set. All of these achievements can be added into your portfolio. Then put it all together. Apply for a job or internship at Amazon or at one of our customers or partners through the AWS Educate job board. Download your portfolio and send it to your potential employer to get your ideal job in the cloud. So what are you waiting for? Start your career pathway today.
And salamat everyone for being here. And please do check out this event, community event by our team from AWS User Group Build Hers. And we'll also show the comment. Can you please flash the comment so that they can see it as well? Right, so that's the URL for the event happening right now. Again, thank you everyone. We'll just leave our form for feedback as well here. Bye everyone.